We're all back. We're all back except Rampage. He's still getting coffee. Hey, everybody. Uh,
Hey,
Welcome back. I just started streaming, and I just want to go around the table and have everyone introduce themselves. We've got Silkhide, Rampage, Dark Maiden, Deroche, and Panpiper joining us for our game today. We're winging it on a new table in Tabletop Simulator, and this is a grand experiment after many months of hiatus on this game. We're just going to try and we're going to kind of learn the hard way just how wonderful the hero mod is by trying to do all of this manually. Just to see, just to see just how fun and exciting Champions is without the automation, and kind of a little comparison. So that's my experiment today. I'm also doing a lot more winging it, as I was telling some folks here in the game earlier that tabletop simulator to me doesn't work well with trying to um, do anything without prep, like winging it. I don't think tabletop simulator lends itself to that very much because it's such a cool 3D environment. I just want to have every game take advantage of it, and so I end up just spending a lot of time trying to prep. And when I don't have time, then this is what happens with this game today. There's no time for prep, so we're just going to kind of wing some of this and see how it works, and see if we can put together a fun game without all the extra
I don't
stuff.
think I've ever GM'd a game without winging it.
Yeah, well, I may have you run the game from now on because you're probably good at it. We'll see how this goes. So, this is as much an experiment in just trying to have some fun without a whole lot of prep too. So, all right, let's start with Silkhide. I know I just asked you that in my failed attempt at streaming the first time without audio, and so now let's go ahead and have you just introduce yourself real quick, Rune Force, and tell us about your character.
Sure,
Rune Force, take two.
That's right.
Yeah, Rune Force is a cosmic energy imbued blaster and teleporter. He got his powers in a kind of a space accident. He secretly flew up into space when all of the kind of the lockdowns and the bad government started taking over. He was worried about communications and not being able to communicate. But while he was out there, an asteroid or something hit his plane, and it was the kind of the last remnants of an alien civilization pod that hit his plane, and now he's got all that power in him. And he's in the daytime, the normal times, he is a serial entrepreneur, kind of Elon Musk type, with the same type of attitude as well. So that's Rune Force.
Right on, cool. Sandcrab? Still not back. Or muted.
Huh.
Just got back.
Oh, there you go. We're streaming. Introduce your character to us real quick, just so that everyone at the table knows and viewers also. got an idea.
Sandcrab is a eccentric scientist that has, in his old age, decided to become a superhero. Invented a suit to be a super, and his original intent was to be like a search and rescue unit, but then he found that it is more powerful than he'd originally thought, and he became a super.
Right on. Cool. Okay, Wild Thing.
Wild thing. Dun 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 dun. You make my heart sing. Hello. Sorry about that. Hi. My character is superhero name, Wild Thing, though I'm not sure she introduced herself yet by that. But anyway, her actual name is come on, you're supposed to pop up. Kaidi, sorry. Kaidi, Yang, something like that. She is, in her normal everyday guise, a philanthropist, entrepreneur, investment, developer. Let's see. Her powers are, to date, known. They being extremely feral and accidentally blowing things up. No, that's not a power. She can. She's a basically she's a brawler type. That's going by the wild thing. She she can regenerate, and let's see. I think that's pretty much it.
All
She
right,
beats
cool.
things up.
Yep.
That's her thing.
All
Beating
right.
things up.
Darosh.
By day, I am Maxwell Lawrence, physics student and lab assistant at the local university here. By night, I am Maximum Resistance, a somewhat physics-powered superhero that doesn't really know where he got his powers.
Right. All right. And then Pan Piper. Hope.
Hope is, I'll read my little description here. Hope is an idealistic teenager, resolutely committed to the idea that the world needs hope, especially now that villains reign free. She's named herself Hope with that intent. She's a high-strength, high-flying brick. She does have a secret identity. She's going to university, which is why she's here, studying geology and astronomy and the like. And that's because she's gotten quite used to collecting moon rocks. She can fly very high, very fast. And when she combines that with her strength, she's very good at doing passing strikes.
All right.
And she challenges you to seeing how many times she can say hope in a minute.
Hope so.
All right. So, very good. Let us get started here. So, at Millennium City University, MCU, both Maximum Resistance and Hope are are students, and the rest of you have had encounters already with Socrates in the secret homestead, and I think most of you have been there. Maybe Wild Thing hasn't yet. I think you have not been to Homestead yet, but it turns out the building that Wild Thing bought is all practically adjacent to it. But Homestead is underground, some 400 meters or so, I think.
I think she I may be wrong, but I think or had planned on um, contributing to the building of a new science department on the campus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you've also donated. Now, one of the things that I recall that Kaidi has going in her secret identity as a entrepreneur business owner is handing out cell phones basically for free, so that everyone has a cell phone for everybody. And in that whole deal, though, her cell phones have some spy technology built into them that are helping her to map out the entire city, because it does some kind of not just GPS but also spatial mapping around every
Yeah,
cell
it does
phone.
topography,
Yeah.
topographic
So
mapping.
So currently, this is everyone in Millennium City can have a free phone if they want. She's trying to get, everyone. It's a promotional, limited time offer, blah blah blah. And so a lot of people are getting these free cell phones. Now, um,
Technically, Hope has not met anybody here yet.
correct. That is correct. So your tie here is that you're at the university right now, and so is Maximum Resistance.
We met Wild Thing before, even though she hadn't been to the base.
There was, if you
Actually,
went to the warehouse scenario, that's the last one we did, then
I
you
did
would
not.
have,
So.
yeah, so you would have met her there. So Rune Force and Sand Crab have both met Wild Thing. Okay, but
did come back to somebody's base. I don't remember.
oh, you
whose
went
it
to, I think, to
was.
Rune Force's mansion.
Right.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you do have some familiarity with Rune Force. You've had some discussions, some talks. You've started to work together. Socrates has done his due diligence and basically said that you're okay to, that you're not a danger to the movement, and that you're going to be an asset. So he's cool with it. Okay, so it is a midweek day. Let's say that it's a Wednesday at the university. It's a partly cloudy day. It's not too cold. But here at the university, we've got some unusual activity going on. So in the science building, which is maybe where both of you are, so you may know each other in passing. I don't believe you probably have any classes together. I think Maximum Resistance, if I remember correctly, you're like a professor's assistant as well, right? Something you work on
Yes.
in the labs and stuff. Um,
Yep.
but you mostly physics, and Hope is some of the more physical sciences. So
Geology and astronomy.
yeah. So you may have seen each other in the hallway in passing. You've never really talked to each other and like that. So you don't really know each other, but you are in the same general location. You're in the same building. It's like a 6-story building or 5-story building. It's got labs in it. It's got various things, including uh, um, some. A part of the building is part of the computer science department as well, where there is a large lab there that actually has consumed all of the sub-levels, because they have received a huge grant from a big tech company to work on a project. And so there's 2 sub-levels that are packed full of data center equipment, and they're used in this lab to develop new technologies. And so you guys are in this same building, and all of a sudden, um, the power in the building goes out. And so you're in the middle of your classes. It's midday, so it's not like you're suddenly in darkness. If you're in an internal room, then you would be. But if you've in a room that has any windows, it's not that big a deal. However, clearly everything is off. Meanwhile, Silkide and Sandcrab are in Homestead, and Socrates has called you there and is sharing information with you about some of the things he's been studying lately. He's been doing some of his own research, and so Socrates is displaying right now various things that have to do with um, um, I'm trying to find the right words to say what this is. He is displaying world status of different countries around the world. So he's obviously branching out a little bit more from his Millennium City focus, and he is talking to you about um, some of the movements and trends he's finding in global in the global status of various countries around the world. He has been trying to locate Dr. Destroyer and has not had any luck at that, but he's finding there's some unusual influence. So as we zoom in on Socrates up on the screen, he says, and so, as I've been trying to point out, uh, there are definite climate changes in politics and in generally speaking, in the public viewpoints, looking through media, etc. And you can see suddenly up on the screens, there's all kinds of different 3D kind of screens of news reports and reporters on the scene and B-roll footage of different kind like Viper troops marching and tanks and stuff like that in different places. And then there's so it's kind of going through this multi-screen thing where he's kind of like trying to provide exhibit A and exhibit B and exhibit X, X, Y, and all these different ways of kind of showing you that he's aggregated all this data. And he says, I've discovered some very disturbing information, and I believe some of it actually has its roots here in Millennium City. I've actually dug in a little bit into some work being done at Millennium City University. Of course, part of my searches have been to look for other fragments of my code. And I've discovered a new data center, well, new to me, on the university campus. It was an air-gapped data center, but somehow it had been connected, at least momentarily, to the rest of the global network. That allowed me some insight. And quite frankly, I'm very disturbed to find some very familiar code existing within that data center.
Mm.
Well, the university shouldn't be a very tough location for us to get access to.
I agree. There are some security measures in place, but it's mostly it's fairly rudimentary. It's not highly advanced, not like some of the other data centers. But then again, this was supposed to be a network that was isolated.
Well, most likely they are unaware of what they have.
That I think that's the case, at least for most. But certainly someone there must have an understanding.
It would be interesting to see if we could trace where it came from. First, though, we need to retrieve it.
Indeed, something must be done. It's very disturbing to find that this snippet, if you will, of my code has been repurposed, if you will, and quite frankly, I'm very concerned about what is being done. So yes, if you would please, perhaps Wild Thing would also be someone who I've already contacted, made contact, and asked Wild Thing to also head over to that location, so that we can perhaps get to the bottom of this.
A volatile, destructive type could be a good distraction.
Yes. Very good. All right. So,
Do we have some type of tracking beacon that we can pinpoint its location?
yes, it's in the sublevels of the science department building, and I believe What's
All right,
this?
Sandcrab will
What's
open up
this?
his virtual computer and
Stand by.
key into into Socrates, and I'd like to make a roll to get some type of tracking coordinates from Socrates.
Yes. Okay. Oh, stand by. Something is happening at the location. Sandcrab. Runeforce. Get there as quickly as possible. I'm concerned. Some external force is mobilizing. I'm not sure what's going on. Ah, I've been locked out. Hurry. All right. So with that, you guys, I think Runeforce probably pulls up a teleportation ring, and you guys bamf right back out to where you headed. What's your fastest mode of getting there?
Above ground, I'm a little bit faster than below ground. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far his teleport goes, but if I can get to the surface
Okay.
from the base,
He
I can
generally
just
will
jump there probably.
teleport you to the surface, right?
Hmm.
So
How many people are with me right now?
just you and Runeforce.
All right, Reinforce, you have a fast way to get there. Otherwise, you can hold on and I'll jump.
Yeah, I've got mega scaled.
Oh, you
See,
mega scale teleport?
yes, but I have to
Okay.
fix it. That's easy to do. Maybe. Okay.
All right, well, Sandcrab will make his long range. He knows the city pretty well. He knows where the college is, right?
Yes. Yep.
He's done speeches there before and stuff. So he will super leap that direction. Let's see. He's got leaping mega scale, so he'll head that way.
All right. Good deal.
Is it more than 40 kilometers away?
No, it's not. You're
Okay.
fine. Yep. All right.
Great.
So we'll put you right here in the middle of the common area, so you can just bamf right into this area here.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, in the science building, the power has gone out, and so that has initiated a fire drill of sorts. So the building is being evacuated. What are you guys doing who are in the building?
Hope, in keeping with her secret ID, would be dutifully and meekly following along the crowd to do the exit, unless she's got some sort of indication that a super is needed. She
Okay.
would just maintain her ID.
So this will be the science building here. Okay, this main building, and so you guys will be coming out out into this main common area. So move yourself out there. We'll just consider that there is quite a bit of normals that are running around out there, gathering, um, vaping, whatever. They're just like hanging out now, waiting for the stupid power to come back on.
Okay. Hope would pretend to be a shy introvert and be a little bit away from the crowd.
Okay.
And I would be trying to find a location that's kind of out of line of sight of a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that shouldn't be difficult. You could duck into a closet. I mean, if you want to be outside and duck into a place, you could move around. So this area that is here is kind of a recessed area. It goes into the basement areas, and so that would be a kind of an area that would probably be out of the way. Then there's
Sandcrab will
this.
dig underground.
So this is like a elevated walkway between the two buildings. Goes behind the big screen TV, and there's a door over here that goes into the building, an upper floor.
Okay.
So you've got a few places that you can go that are going to be pretty much out of everyone's view.
Yeah, I'm not changing yet. I just want to have the option should stuff happen.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hope's got the same issue.
What just happened there? Just had a pop-up of something.
Yeah, I'm bringing
I
in a
don't.
door.
I
What's
don't think
that?
the texture.
I'm bringing in a door.
The
Oh, okay.
texture didn't pop.
Yeah, I didn't get the texture.
Oh, you didn't get the texture?
Mm-mm.
Darn. Let's get a different door.
It says unsupported formats: JPG, PNG, blah blah blah.
How about that one?
That one came through.
Good deal. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I saw the object. It was just like no texture.
Don't slow down because of me. I'm just
Okay.
fooling around.
So
It even looks like it's got blood on it already. Excellent.
all right. So you guys are out here. Everyone got their minis out in the where you're currently going to be located. Okay, Rune Force.
Yep.
So you've teleported in right there, right on the grassy plain. This is common area outside.
Is that teleport entrance visible to the
Oh, yeah.
crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. It's as a matter of fact,
Okay.
I think it's like a ring that goes like starts up in the air and then drops down to the ground and leaves the people there as it passes by, right?
Hope feigns panic and runs at a fast normal speed inside the building and finds a hiding spot.
Okay, into this other building. Is that you that moved over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't brought me in yet, by the way.
Okay, so you are arriving. How? What's your fastest mode? You've received some secured text messages on your phone, and it's Socrates, and Socrates says you're urgently needed at MCU, which is Millennium City University, and you are that there is some technology that has been unleashed, and you may be able to assist in wrangling it or
I
trying to bring it
understand.
back under control.
Understood. I will be there in but a moment. Who else am I to expect?
You
Hey,
can
excuse me a
expect.
second. I'm going to interrupt. Hope, we're getting a lot of feedback or duplication of voice from you. When everybody else talks, you can see you light up. I'm not sure if you can control that
There's
or not.
some echo.
Is there a button that I can use to mute my mic
In
here?
Discord, yeah.
Oh no, I have to do it in Discord.
Yeah, that's where our voice is.
There is push to talk if you want to set that up.
Yeah, except
For
I don't have the
Discord.
push button.
So at in Discord at the bottom, you could just mute your mic. You'll have your
Yeah.
name and then the mic. You could do that. There's also inside
unfortunately-
settings, you might be able to do change the sensitivity of your microphone.
That would also work.
Settings.
Okay, so you will meet Runeforce and Sandcrab on site.
Understood.
Time is of the
Okay.
essence.
Yep, she is going to fly there. Her speed normally is 60 miles. But obviously she could push if she needs to.
Okay.
How far away from the business district is the university?
I believe the university's southern, by the kind of near the water as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not too far away, but you just need to go flying over there. So we'll have you enter let's say from over here. So
Okay.
be coming in between
She's
those
gonna come
buildings.
in. She's gonna come in from stealth. So
Okay.
Are you guys still getting feedback from my
she's
mic?
gonna land
No.
here on the building.
50%.
No, that's better. You're just quieter now too. So
Okay, I'll speak louder.
We can all turn you up though. Mic test, Hope.
Yeah, that's good.
Mic test again.
Okay, I'm speaking.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello, hello. Okay. I'm not getting any feedback anymore.
Okay, good, good.
all right.
Now that
Speak
when
up.
he portaled in, I assume it made some kind of unusual noise that you don't normally hear in a parking lot.
Rune Force.
I mean, it's like a mini rift in the galaxy, and I guess
Cosmic
there's
sounds.
cosmic whirling, gurgling. Yeah, I don't know that it's like crazy loud. Yeah, it's definitely.
But probably something I would have sensed anyway. I mean, if it's cosmic like
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
I would probably get a lot of electromagnetic sound.
From your special senses.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes sense. So yeah, you would get some kind of wah 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 wah, whoosh, some
Okay.
weird sound like they like what the heck was that?
Yeah. Okay. That's a trigger for change then.
Okay. There's also a huge amount of static building up. You can hear it's like a staticky sound. It's energy, an energy field of some sort, and you can't. It's not perceptible about like how the direction. Kind of like a subwoofer. You can't really tell the direction. You just know it's in the vicinity.
Okay.
So you got some of that going on too.
Hope will find a different door that she can emerge from.
Okay. So you can go into so that building is not being evacuated. It's just this major science building over here, and so people are running out. So you've run into this other building,
Yeah.
and so you can come out on the catwalk if you want, right up here. Or do you want to come out some other, or maybe even this catwalk back here?
Yeah, that catwalk back there, it's less obvious that it's her.
Okay. All right. So
She disrobes, revealing her underwear.
which is blue and red. It's underoos.
Has anybody actually told you that you wear the underwear on the outside? That's not normal on this planet.
I'm here to meet Rune Force and who else was it? Sand Crab?
So
Yeah.
she can do a quick change.
Okay.
So you've met both of them
Um,
before.
she's gonna tap into the commune. It says, Rune Force, Sand Crab, I am here. Excuse me. Let me erase. Let me try that again. Rune Force, Sand Crab, I am here. If you
I,
found out so far.
and I would basically say back over that I don't know where Sandcrab is yet. I don't think it's revealed his location, but I think we are both arriving. We're over kind of the grassy area.
Yeah, Sandcrab will respond over the comm. I'm here. I'm underground. I'm scanning the building.
Okay, I see you, Rune Force. I'm going to head off. I'm going to head to the roof, see if there's a way in from there. Are there any civilians inside?
Yeah, and while you can't see them on the map, there are definitely a bunch of people out here in this area. I don't want to have to control, you know,
Yeah, gotcha.
a few hundred miniatures, but so there's, excuse me, maybe several tens to 100 or so people out here in this area here that as this building is being evacuated, people are coming out, and so all of a sudden there's some rumbling sounds and a sort of explosion. Um, it's somewhat muffled, but whoa, what is that?
That's me.
Okay, so erupting, hi me, erupting from the ground, not on top of your head though, erupting from the ground, coming from the sub-basement area, a large, it's not a destroid, however, it is a construct that is surrounded in pulsing and electrified energy. So it's got definitely some kind of field that is, surrounding this, and it looks like it is a ad hoc, um, large, maybe robot made up of different chunks of things. So it's a hodgepodge of various different things. So there's server racks, there's cabling all over the place. Some of it is loose. It's got cabling on its, for like hair off its head. There's large cables, makes it look a little bit like, dreads or something. It's got conduits. It's got, so for legs, there's large metal. Maybe they were just kind of upright supports or something. Various different things, like it's been pulled together into a being of some sort, a
So based on
humanoid.
my exobiology and robotics knowledge, does this look like something that is become self-aware and created itself?
Um, it's certainly, you've never seen anything like that in the science department before, and so it's definitely new. But you've not been down in the sub basements. But it does look like Frankenstein's monster of
Hmm.
stuff, and it does have. You can absolutely sense it and see it, even with regular senses. There is a field of energy that's kind of gluing it all together. Okay, and
Um,
so it busts out and climbs out from like the docks, like maybe there's some loading docks or something down there, and it's just busted out through some like garage door kind of sliding doors, and it's busted through that and come out. And then there is some blaster fire that follows it and shoots up against this building over here, because it's coming out from over here. So there's
From the roof or from the ground level?
from behind it, like it's trying to escape. So coming out this way, right, from down there, there's some blaster fire, like it's being chased. Okay.
So we don't know if this thing's the good guy or the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Except he's not attacking anybody at this point. But
Exactly, and until he does,
All right. So you're a little surprised, Hope, to see from down below this explosion of some energy, but also debris, as it kind of just, it looked like it was in a hurry busting out of there. And there's some blaster fire that's following it and ricocheting off of its energy field and so on. What are maximum resistance? What are you doing down there? It kind of busted out right next to you.
yeah, I'm like, I'm a little stunned. Like, what the heck?
So,
And then I see the blaster fire. I'm going to look at what's shooting at him.
uh, you can't, from your angle, you can't tell, but it looks like it might be maybe some kind of Viper, typical standard issue blasters that you've seen on the news or what have you from, soldier forces of that ilk. So you've got, you are exposed. Let's say you've hunkered down underneath, like, how docks have a raised area, so trucks, when they back up, you're kind of hunkered down underneath that, and it has just climbed out right next to you.
Well, let's go. That's not where I wanted to go. Let's go there. That's where I would have been. Oof.
Does it
Okay.
look like there are any normals in immediate danger?
In this specific area, no, because it's coming from down below. However, there are some people, let's say, up on this catwalk up here. Okay. There are some people, down in this area trying to get away from the building. They're exiting the building. And they're moving this way, right? They're kind of going over this way.
So when I pop up here, can I see down into where the fire is coming from?
Yeah, so okay, so you teleport up there and you're looking down
Yep.
now over. Well, it's still taller than where you're at, but you cannot see. It's still inside the building, like that. So they'll probably come running out if they're actually pursuing. They should
Okay.
show up.
Okay. I'm just waiting to see what happens
Okay.
at this point. And yeah.
Hope, you're in a position to react if you want, and then we'll go over to Sandcrab.
Hope will come out the door surreptitiously and then take off outside, like towards the rear, then up and zip in as if she's coming in from far away. So she's not giving herself up. And she'll plop herself down here and speak to the giant creature. Are you a good guy or a bad guy? Who's hunting you?
It doesn't even pay you any attention.
I didn't think so, but
All right, Sandcrab.
that would be what Hope would do. So.
Okay, good. Sandcrab, you're underground. I see a note saying you wanted to start scanning the area. So you're sending your little nanites out all over the place to give you the lay of the underground land, if you will. Is that right?
Well, that is until I see that thing come out of the ground. Yeah.
Okay. So you would have picked up on the explosion because there were some like tremors that accompanied it. And it wasn't like an explosion of,
More like an eruption.
yeah. Not like a bomb or anything, but definitely structural, strain of this thing busting out of the bottom of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So still kind of maybe at the edge of your sense of how far your senses reach.
Oh, I've got telescopic.
Okay. So if you're focusing, you would look around that way. Yeah. All right. So you know the direction of where it's coming from. You get an idea something is still just coming up out of the ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rune Force, you are. Let's see. So Wild Thing, you can also see. Where did you go? You were up on this building. Where are you now?
Moved over to the other roof, I had said. Right here.
Oh, there you are. All right. So you can hear that something's happened over here to your right or what have you, but you can't see it yet. All right, Room Force, you know that something's happened. There's a lot of people. People start screaming and running kind of this direction now. So they're kind of going this
Sandcrab
way.
will tunnel underground. Is full movement
Okay.
here. I assume we're in 12 or 2.
I haven't hit phases yet. I just want to get people a chance to kind of react and put themselves into position where they want it to be. All right.
Cool.
So let's start with 12. Who's my highest dex?
Very much probably not Hope. Hope has a 13 dex.
I believe my dex is 19.
Wow, that was good and echoey. Wow. All right.
Yeah. 23. I think there's higher. There was a spreadsheet that we were working on. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, let me see. Sandcrab's 23, Max is 15, Hope is 13. What's Wild Thing?
19.
And what's your speed?
I think it's 10. Let me take a look.
10.
Maybe 5?
Yeah.
Let's try that again. My speed is 8. Sorry.
Dark Maiden, press the C key on your keyboard. You're coming through the game as well as over Discord.
Hope is
How's
speed.
that?
That's better.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, my speed is 8.
It's a lot of speed.
That is a lot of speed. And you said your dex again was what? 19?
19.
Okay.
By the way, unless unless I say otherwise, Hope is always flying. She doesn't turn it off.
Okay. Whoops.
I
My
do
bad.
realize that makes me more susceptible to knockback.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, good. All right. So, all right. So 12 on 12. Sand Crab, you're at the top then
Oh, that's unusual, but okay.
at 23
Um,
decks, right?
Yeah,
That wouldn't
I
be unusual.
will.
Do I just need to
Circle.
insert a row to get myself to that sheet?
Wait, where are you?
Not on there. I'm a index 514.
Your deck's what? You broke up. What was it?
Team decks 5.
Teen decks is all I hear. So it's your voice.
Really choppy.
Yeah, it's just
Breaking up at the point where you're saying the number.
I hear teen. So say
Yeah.
something before. Is it 18?
14.
14. Oh, that sucks. You suck. All right, and what's your speed?
5.
5.
Okay, I got it.
Sandcrawler make a half move there and then throw one of his tracers onto the robot. I'm not looking to attack it, but I do want to see where it goes if it gets away. You want me to make a? We never settled how you wanted to rewrite that power. So do you want me to make a hit roll?
Um, to hit roll to do what again? I'm sorry. I was.
Throw a tracer on it.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we did properly decide on that.
That's all right. We'll just play it the way you imagined it. So let's go with a hit roll. Ah, nice roll, a 5.
Okay. And so you have tagged tagged this being with your tracer nanos, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's my action for the round.
All right. I don't think I want to sort that.
Oh, it's 23 and 12. Anybody else 23?
What the heck?
22, 21, 20, 19,
Wild Thing's
18.
at 19.
Yeah, it's my go. Okay, she is. She's going to move to here.
She on top of the building?
Yeah, she's on top of the building.
Is that a 17-inch half move?
Yeah, I think that's 17.
So
Her full
17 meters.
Yeah, that's not her full move. Move is
Meters,
30.
that's right.
Not miles, meters. And she says over the comms, okay, I see a big robot. But what is that blast of fire I hear?
I think the blaster fire is the bad guys, says Sandcrab.
All right.
Growls over the thing. And I want to ascertain the number of goodniks. So I'm going to use my perception through smell to ascertain where they are and how many there are. And I believe that
Okay.
is so how many dice do I roll?
You roll 3 dice for your perception minus the distance to where they are by the range modifier.
Yeah. Oh, how many? 3 dice, right? 3 dice. 3 dice.
Looks like they're about 15 inches away if they're ground level, or 15 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got uh discriminatory, night vision, and that analyze. I don't know if that distance is if I'm affected by that distance, but I we're going with smell.
So you're trying
Um,
to smell who's doing the blaster fire. You're trying to figure out who that is.
yeah, I want to pinpoint who is, and well, not so much who. I can't.
Mhm.
I don't know if I could do that, but where, how far, and how many. And let's see. Oh, right. I click this thing.
Okay. So you can't really tell. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of people in the area. So it's kind of muddied up the sense in the area, especially
I'll throw in my
considering
2
the
cents
amount
on
of
that.
fear.
The blasters might have a certain scent that she could pick up on that isn't a human scent, but she could pick up on
I
a
am
scent.
discriminatory. My sense of smell is discriminatory.
Yeah. So you could tell. Is it targeting?
Hold on. I'll tell you in a
It's
second.
probably my thought on this is that you could tell the difference between people based on how they smell, and
Yeah.
but since that would be discriminatory, right? But in this case, there's a lot of fear, and that is clouding the water, so to speak, right? It's a lot of blood in the water right now, so you can smell the blood, but you can't necessarily tell. You, you may be able to tell the difference, like whose blood is this and whose blood is that, but you can't really tell much more than that, right? You can tell there's a lot of people with blood in the water right now. That's kind of how I'm thinking of it.
Sounds like
Okay.
a dozen or more.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's a lot of people, but there's also all the people that have been running around out here, um, scared to
Mommy.
massively scared because of this giant thing. And now we've got superheroes showing up, somebody, super powered people showing up, and that scares them too. All right.
Okay. So I can't just do it and find the ones that are, or at least the smell of the gunfire or anything like that. Would that help by any
Sure,
chance?
but what's your goal? What is it you're trying to accomplish?
I'm
She wants
trying
to
to,
know the number of enemies.
Oh,
yeah,
how many?
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's definitely more than five, but they haven't come outside yet, so they're undercover too because they're still inside. So that would make it difficult to tell more than that. But you can tell, and you could even tell just by some of the blaster fire that's shot that there's probably more than one person, and it's, you know, auto fire. So there's some, but you can't tell enough yet.
Okay, I'm sensing about 5 of them. There may be more. I need a bit more. Need time to figure that out. Need to get those civilians out of the way.
Yep. All right.
And that's mine. That's me.
All right. So maximum resistance, you're up.
Over the comments, like, who let that chain smoker into the chat? Anyway, I'm gonna wave to the robot and, in a friendly manner, hello, who are you?
Okay. And you are at the corner of the building trying to talk eye to eye with it, sort of. What goes for a head there, which is kind of like like a couple of monitors munged in with a bunch of cabling and like a couple of network switches with a bunch of cables ripped out. They've been ripped out of wherever else they connected to, and it looks over at you, and you can hear from the speaker system that's built in. It kind of cocks its head sideways a little bit, and it looks and it says, "Maximum resistance. Interesting."
Okay, now I'm a little freaked. My mom didn't even know that.
Now you have, so
Yeah,
you have appeared in public at some point, yes?
probably not to a great degree.
No, to a small degree.
Yes, probably
And,
to a small degree.
yes. And so just give me a rough idea of where that is. It was
Oh,
on a public street somewhere?
probably me beating up local gang thugs.
Yeah. So it looks at you and it says, it basically gives you like nearby cross streets. It just says that. Maximum resistance. Interesting. You know, 36th Avenue and, you know, Klipsch Street.
Oh, great, he's pulling up YouTube videos. Are you okay?
Hmm. Unsure. All right. So then it it just looks at you and it says, "I am the algorithm."
Nice to meet you. Who is back there shooting at you?
It it just looks around some more. Next is some trouble.
Rune Force is next.
I come after the trouble.
Well, you're your own brand of trouble, but oops. Let's try that again. Oh, I know what I should have done. That one. Okay. Okay, so running out from the dock, these guys jump down off the dock and they start shooting up at the algorithm.
Hope has encountered Viper agents before. Do these guys look like Viper agents?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do. Um,
Algorithm remains an unknown quantity. Viper agents are known to be targets.
okay, so there's a lot of shooting that goes on, and a lot of blast fire goes past you, Sand Crab. No, maximum resistance, sorry. As they shoot up at your, sort of at your angle, but it goes flying past you up into the sky as they try to shoot it, and it's moving around, and their blast fire is going in between different things as it's moving around. Pieces of itself are adjusting to get out of the way of fire and so on. So it seems to be difficult target. Okay, now that would put Ruben Force up.
How loud is the speech from the algorithm? Like, is it? He's a big dude, but I haven't heard any of that being 20 meters away and off, in that grassy area.
No, no, you can't. You know there's something going on over there. You can hear, but there's a lot of people, a noise around you too. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
people, and then they see you, and they're like and they're backing away from you too. So there's screaming going on all over the place.
yeah. So I just need to get closer. I can teleport half of my move. Half of my teleportation is my full teleportation is 40.
Okay.
And I think I don't even know that that's still going to get me to where I can see.
Yeah, you can see from
Um,
there, like where you're at now.
yeah, if I teleport to there,
Yep.
I would be able to see and know what's going on.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll take half of my phase to teleport 20 meters. And then,
So you can see both under the catwalk and over it because that thing's tall. You
yeah,
also see sand crab right over by the corner of the building. You can see some other person dressed in blue and red tights with a cape on the ground next to the large legs.
Floating.
Oh, floating, yeah. Floating up off the ground. But how high up are you?
Not terribly high. Somebody could run up and sidekick her feet.
Okay. So you're a meter off the ground at most, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then you can even see from where you're at. You can see someone up on the building just past the catwalk up there. So yeah, you can see a lot from where you're at now.
Can you
And
see Vipers?
and just like, dropping just people scatter when you show up over there because you teleported, right? So you
that's
went
right.
and then so people start running all kinds of directions to get away.
Are there people running through this whole open
Yes.
area? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm
They
trying to
were
think
kind
of
of congregated until this thing busted out, and then it got to be crazy. Well, they were congregated, then you guys showed up. You teleported over, and Sandcrab went immediately underground, and people went, So those who saw it started to get pretty excited about that. And it's just
Yeah,
been downhill since.
Are there people back in this area here?
There were a few, and they're running. Yeah, that's a little like a parkish like area. This nice topiaries and whatever. So yeah, they're running out toward the parking lot from there. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold my my
save in your half. Okay. All right, Hope.
I don't recall the exact rules for multi-attack, so I'm going to ask for a GM ruling here. Can I combine my passing strike with a multi-attack and attempt to strike 2 of these Viper agents?
You can
Like
do
a
a multiple
multiple
move by.
move by. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have passing strike as a martial maneuver. Okay, so in that case, I have a base OCV of 11, and I'm going to go for Hydra agent, well, 2 Hydra, this
Yep.
guy and this guy.
Okay.
She'll do a flyby and wind up somewhere back here.
So
All
it's -2 for the additional target.
Okay.
So
And
isn't
if
the
you miss
first
the
one
first one, you miss all of them.
the first one's at -2, the next one's at -4.
Okay.
I think Marshall is different though.
It's just a multi-attack, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he had a maneuver from martial arts group.
Passing strike, but it's still a multi-attack.
I see.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this gives him a different OCV modifier.
Right.
Well, because he's doing passing a strike, passing attack only does 1 target normally. He's trying to do it on 2. That's the multi-attack part of it.
Okay.
So I'm taking the OCB negatives.
Okay.
And for some reason, I can't seem to move my character.
How's that?
Yeah. And at this point, she'd probably be up in the air somewhat from the
Okay.
incline. Maybe about 3 or 4 meters. Okay, so shift 1. We need 3 dice. No, wrong, sorry. Trying to change the number of dice being rolled here, and
Oh, you have to switch. You're still on the measuring tool, so you can't click. So hit F1, and that puts the grab tool. That lets you. There you go.
okay.
So you have to like do this. Do you see? I'm clicking.
Okay. That
All right,
button
who's
there.
bringing crap into the game?
Sorry. I'm bringing in a flight tool for the flyer.
So the first strike is at an OCD of 9. And why did it roll 4 dice?
Because that one's a half.
Why?
So you gotta. Whoops. There. What? We need to lock this. There. Okay. So that mod needs to be 0.
Here we go. Okay.
Now try again.
I will re-roll.
Okay. So that's 11 for your first attack. You want to roll your second attack? What was your OCV?
Total of 9. Well, it's base OCD is 11.
So it's -2 for every attack. If you miss an attack, you miss all subsequent attacks.
Right. So you have 2 attacks. One's at -2, the other's at -4, right?
No, just they're both at -2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, so yeah, 15 or less, you did fine on the first one, and on the second one, you did fine too. All right. So you hit both of them. Roll your damage.
$48 and 14. Should we put that on both?
It's a good roll.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll knockback. So 3 dice for knockback. Because it's martial, right?
Correct. Nope.
Nope, no knockback. All right. I got the the same problem. All right. There we go. All right, so that guy gets knocked out. What about the other guy?
Oh, you just want to apply the same damage roll, or
I don't think you apply the same damage roll. So go ahead and just roll it again.
47 and 14.
Yeah. Basically the same damage roll. Roll knockback again.
Oh, yeah.
You can use Pink's roller if you want. It's 3 dice on it already.
Which roller? Oh,
The-
I can use somebody else's.
Yeah,
roller?
yeah. So keep it at 3 if you want, and then do your other one with damage.
That's useful.
All right.
Yeah.
So
No knockback.
60. It was like the same, both. You did 16 and 5, 16 and 4. That's funny. All right. All right, so
You're
those guys,
consistent.
yeah, right? All right, you knock both those guys down. All right. They're knocked out. So that ends 12, I think, right? Yep. So post 12, and nobody took any damage or anything. So moving on, we're at 2, Sand Crab.
Alrighty. I'm gonna zero phase action, turn on a power, and shoot a picture of this thing to Socrates, and half phase action, communicate with Socrates. Socrates, I believe I've found the missing node. Tell me what you think of this. And then second half phase delay.
Okay. Socrates simply says, I don't believe we have time for everything I think about this. All right.
You get a cookie for being funny.
I have cookies turned off.
Smart.
All right. He says, may I suggest some care be used? Not that you wouldn't. All right. Wild
I'm
thing.
trying to keep wild.
You're going to save half then, Sand Crab?
Yes.
Okay. Wild thing, you're up.
Okay. Okay, there's gunfire going on now, right?
Yeah, and you
Look,
can
here
see
they
some
are.
guys
I
down
can
there.
see them now.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them been knocked out.
Okay. I want to know what I need to roll to swoop down and grab both them and move them out of the battlefield, mainly because they're not being discriminatory with their shooting, and they're gonna hit some innocents at this point.
Okay. So how do you propose to do that?
Want to fly down. What would I roll for? What's the thing for grabbing?
Grab. There's a grab maneuver.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a grab by.
grab by.
If you
Yeah,
intend to
basically,
keep
it's what I'm
going.
looking for. Grab by.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, there is a grab by.
Attack, no?
Yep,
there it
grab
is.
by multi attack. So you're going to be at -5 to hit.
-5 to hit, and that's based off
Wild thing, what's your OCV? Your base OCV?
Yeah, my base OCV is 10. No, yes, 10.
Okay. All right. So see if you're going to grab 2 of them. So is the second one an additional -2 to that? That's normally what move by is, right? To be -5, then -7.
I think we established the same negative on both, but if
Yep. Multi attack. Basically, for every one past the first, it's -2 to hit. But if you miss the first,
Okay,
Don't
so
you
they're all the
automatically
same
miss
minus.
the second.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I got.
It must be a previous
Oh.
version where it was cumulative.
So it's so I need a 5 or less to do this.
No,
Am I
their
correct?
DCV is 5, so that gives you a plus. So you're at 11 or less.
Okay. And it's still 3 dice, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Supposed to be roll.
Let's see. That's not good.
Okay,
I
so you
think I
miss.
missed. Yeah. Of course I would roll
You missed both.
high.
And where did you end up going? You were trying to move them. So you were swooping down and going where we didn't track where you're going. Over to the other side of the building?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to there.
So you were maybe like leaping down, like swooping down to grab them and
Yeah.
jump up on top of the other building to the roof?
Yep.
Okay. And so
Unfortunately, I missed.
they dodged out of the way, so you're up there without them. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So after that we have Max.
I will look at my new friend here and say, let me help you out here for just a second. And about here, is it here? I'm firing an AE that is an 8-meter radius.
Okay.
And it is a 3d6 entangle. So I'm hitting the area. How far away is that from
It'll get
me?
those guys. Yep.
It's going to be at -2 to hit, but I'm hitting the area, so that's not that big of a deal. So let me get back to my dice roller. And
Is it a ground-based entangle?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm still going to hit the area.
Okay.
And that will be a 3d6 entangle with 3 PD and 3 ED. And so that will be, I mean, it's actually a big sphere. It's a big electromagnetic sphere. I'm basically tasering everything in the area.
Three
That's
body.
so 3 body. Yep.
Okay.
And it can't be escaped with teleport. And if it takes damage, the person it's entangling takes damage.
Right. There's a word for that.
Messed up.
Yeah, dickish.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is. All right. Okay, so I've flipped them upside down to show they're entangled.
And it would have hit the unconscious guys too. Not that they can really do much about
Right.
it, but yeah.
All right. So that ends 2. Anyone taking an action at the end of 2?
Nope.
Okay, now we're on 3. Algorithm gets to go. What's your DCV, Max? Maybe it's on here.
8.
Let's see.
8.
Yeah, it is on here.
Are they all down? It looks like they're all down.
Sort of. Yep.
Two are still conscious, just entangled. In theory, they could continue as our blast fire, though.
All right.
There's no more fire, no more.
So algorithm reaches up and grabs you, Max.
Okay.
Unless you want to abort to something.
I can't.
You've already acted.
This is in phase 2, so.
Yep, same phase. Yep. Okay, so he grabs you, and you are now completely held in his motley hand.
I thought we were friends.
It's the Iron Giant all over again.
Well, he didn't do any damage to you, but he definitely
Okay.
grabbed you. He grabbed you off of the building.
Okay.
It
didn't seem to be in a malicious grab.
it could be.
Well, he may not know, but yeah.
Absolutely not comfortable for you. All right. Um,
So we're going for a walk.
yeah. So he.
Taking his human for walkies.
Yeah. So he steps kind of over the walkway and steps out of the area, and he's
We're in
fat.
phase 3.
Two. No, three. Yes, three. And so he steps out there. People have not been able to move fast enough to get out of the way. So he is now looking around at all of these people, and he begins to spout off names and other statistics and weird things like,
Browser histories.
gun
Yeah.
lover, you know, macaroni and cheese recipes. He's he's like analyzing and kind of spouting off random facts that yeah, that's what it seems to be
Great.
doing.
It's like Facebook through a speaker.
Right. All right. So now it's Wild Thing.
Okay. Let's deal with the two who are still conscious. Which ones are they?
The upside down ones.
They're
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 entangled.
they're entangled. Oh well, if they're entangled, there's no sense in disrupting that
That guy
situation.
is supposed to be
They can
unconscious.
still shoot from the entangle.
Oh, they can still shoot from entangled. Okay. Another flyby. This time, I'm just gonna fly by the stun
Okay.
or knockout. Excuse me.
All right.
Let me phrase that better. So, it's a flyby attack. Let's see. What is my attack on my claws? That's the armor. Okay, when I'm doing a claw attack, it's the same thing as any other attack, right?
Was it a killing
Damage
attack?
is no, they're not. The damage is the thing that goes up. The
Yeah,
attack
it's
itself is still the normal,
normal damage. Yeah.
the normal attack thing. So
Mhm.
3d6. 11.
All right. So your OCV is 10, so you would hit DCV 10, right?
I guess.
Yep.
For the
So that's fine. You hit.
Okay. And okay, remember I'm just doing this to knock him out. So
Okay.
Okay. It's armor piercing if they have armor. Ignore that. Sorry. There you go.
Who are you attacking?
1 second.
Those
Okay.
two
The agents?
agents. Yeah.
Yeah, they're at 0 DCV. So
Yeah, so that'll be the agent number 2.
Okay.
Technically, they're all agent number 2.
well, they are just clones.
Ah,
That's right. They are cloned. All right. All right. So you hit him, and they're all agent 2. Yeah. So you hit that guy, and it doesn't seem to do a lot of damage to him.
Even though if he has armor, I do have armor penetration.
Mm-hmm. But it's 17 stun, so he does grrr like this, but he didn't knock him out.
It does do a point of damage to the entangle, though.
Oh, that does, right?
What?
4 body. You did 4 body, so they're surrounded in this energy field of some sort, and so you've weakened that a
Okay.
little bit while hurting him.
Oh, didn't want to do that, but okay. I need to check something. I need to open it. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's
Oh, and for
it.
clarification on the attacking, Under entangle, it does say, in most cases, an entangled character must escape the entangle before attacking other characters.
Oh, so I didn't have to attack him. Oh,
But it depends on special effect and whatnot. I mean, and if they can attack, they're still at half OCV. What the heck is that?
Those are two power-suited Viper agents.
Okay, so a guy steps out on the dock and levels a large weapon at you, a wild thing.
okay.
And it has, if you've seen the movie Aliens, you know those large harnesses they wear with the big old, and it spins up and it's like a Gatling gun kind of. Yeah, so a little mini gun. So he levels that at you and fires. He is at a disadvantage a little bit here, but let's see. So we're gonna do. Yeah, he hits you well. So 1, 2, 3 hits.
Ouch.
Gosh dang it. Note to self. All right, so 3 hits. 45 stun, 13 body.
Ouch.
Lord.
30 stun, 9 body. And again, 45 stun, 13 body.
Holy crap.
So now we need to do 3 shots at knockback. And that comes down to 2 dice. So 14 meters.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay, 14 meters will knock you into the side of the building. Plus, yikes, 7 more meters into the side of the building. And
For auto attack, it's basically you take the highest body and add 1 for every additional hit.
okay, thank you.
Otherwise, you get flung across the map. Yeah, that would be pretty funny, but
Yeah. So 14. I think 14 is the biggest one. 15, 16. So 16 meters into the side of the building.
How do I open this damn thing?
All right. So did you get that? Okay. All right. So that's you. I bet you're stunned. Just saying. Thinking that's probably the case.
No, I don't know how to apply the.
So you have your defenses, right? And so you do you mean how to apply it to something else or just how to calculate it? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You have your little counters there.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So you need the numbers again? So it was 45 and 13. 45 stun, 13 body twice. And then
Yeah.
30
That's gonna go
stun.
through everything I have.
Yeah, 30 stun, 9 body. Did you take any body?
You just said I took body.
Well, I mean, you have your defenses, right? So it may not have gotten through.
Oh. I don't know. I guess that's a DCV, right?
No, that would be your defense, your physical defense.
Oh, physical defense. 12.
Seriously?
Okay,
Only
so
physical defense?
And then for
I guess it's
knockback, you would have taken another 30 stun, 10 body, and you're inside the building. So it blasted you through the building into the inside.
okay. So
So you
this what's
might
the
be
condition?
knocked out.
Okay. All right. So sorry. The damage system has always been an issue with me, trying to figure that stuff out.
Okay. So what is your PD?
It's 12.
All right. So 45 minus 12 is 33. So your
Okay. And
con,
that goes
and what's your
against.
con?
Uh, da, 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 da. 8? Is that possible? Am I reading that right, or is that 11? 11.
Okay, so you're stunned because 33 is higher than 11. You also
Last I
lose
looked,
33 stun, and then that puts it, what's your stun?
it's only 20.
Okay, so you're negative 13, and then you're also another negative 33. So you're like TKO. You're out till next
Did
month.
nobody help you with your character build?
Maybe not. So we'll look at it again after this. So you are TKO unless someone can help you somehow
Oh,
do a
for
recovery.
now. For now. Okay.
All right.
Still easier to look at this.
That was still a pretty nasty attack.
It was a very ugly, nasty attack. All right. Rune Force. That puts you up. And then Hope. Hope's on deck.
After Reinforce. Go
Yep.
for it, Reinforce.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I mean if Maxwell is probably 4 meters from me, and being whisked away by his abominable snowman, I'm going to just ask out loud, scream out loud, Maxwell, you want to go along for this ride, or you want out?
I'm good. I can get out if I need to. I'm good.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. That was ballistics, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm out for this one.
Okay. Unless someone can get to you,
Don't think
but otherwise, yeah.
I don't think I can, because I think a turn is like 10 rounds or something like that, right?
Yeah.
12 seconds.
Yeah. 12 rounds. 12
Yeah.
phases.
Yeah, I won't regenerate fast enough to get back into this game.
Okay. All right. Hope,
Well,
you're up.
I
Oh, wait.
will check
Rune
you guys
Force?
later.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna track with the giant with algorithm and Maxwell. So I'm just going to fly at this speed, and I don't know how that technically works, but can I keep up with them?
He's not really. I mean, he's stopped. He like moved out here and then started looking at the crowd and saying things like random facts.
Okay.
So he's not running away or anything. He's not actually at this point making any other moves.
Yeah, I think I would just communicate back with Socrates to say, we obviously see what calls himself algorithm, and he's spewing facts. Is he a danger to us? Do we need to try to get him back to to safety, or this is your code? What are you thinking?
I think he's very dangerous. All right, Hope.
Okay, Hope is going to do a flyby on one of the heavily armored people.
Okay.
Actually,
Do
they
you want
look
the one that's up on the catwalk or the one that's on the ground?
um, how dexterous do these guys look? Are they like lumbering?
Yeah, they're
Boots?
not. Yeah, they don't look that dexterous
Yeah,
there.
she's going to do the multi-attack thing again. Then try to hit both of them.
Okay,
Should have turned on
so
my
do
measuring
you
tool.
have any levels in turning on flight?
Yeah, I have 0 turn mode.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And I just need to figure out how to turn the measuring tool back on.
Armor piercing teleport.
There we are.
That's
Yep.
interesting.
That's so I can actually get out of those entangles that say the entangle stops teleportation. Like mine.
Yes, so yeah, you can still take action. That's fine. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I just want to be able to see clearly
So,
to move
Okay.
more.
11 to hit this guy. Oops. Sorry.
Wait
I'm
until Hooper's done.
here. Sorry, I'm having interface issues.
What is it you're trying to do? Move your flight stand?
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to guesstimate the range, okay? I land on top of this catwalk, having flown my maximum movement and struck both of these guys with a flyby attack.
Okay, so if you were over here, flying to here is 25 meters, 26
She has
meters.
34 meters of combat movement.
Okay. All right, you're going to attack both of them?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna catch up with you guys later. I left a message. I'm making a new character. She just does not fit with the power level.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all.
Well,
Yeah.
You can contact
Ch-
any of us with your build, and we can give you feedback.
yeah, I'll work something out. I'll check y'all later.
okay.
Okay. Okay, so base OCD of 11, and I
Okay.
rolled a 13.
I am watching you guys on Twitch, so I'll know what's going on.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
No
So
problem.
I'm taking a -2.
Okay. All right, that hits both. Schnikey. Okay, roll knockback. Panpiper, roll some knockback. 3 dice. Ouch. And then again. Let's try that again. Bang. But there we go. That was much better. Okay. All right, so that ends. Rune Force, where are you moving? I don't hear anybody talking. Is everybody just muted, or did I?
No,
Who's
I'm
I'm not
not
hearing
muted. Can,
anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
can, can you hear me?
I was
This
feeling.
is
Yes, I can hear you. I was just feeling all alone in the world for a second,
oh, huh.
like
I understand.
like many Teams meetings. Like, hello.
So I just took half a phase teleport up to this
Okay.
little this ledge. Can I see? I wouldn't have seen anything. There's the folks blasting in the back of that area. Are there people upright and Viper agents
No, they are
menacing?
all down.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, they're not.
they've all fallen down. We don't know if they're all unconscious.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I come here. I'm gonna still keep my orientation.
There's a hole in the
I think.
building right about
Yeah,
here.
I think what I'm gonna do is place a wall, a cosmic wall behind me, and then reorient myself. Basically, create some cover for myself on this ledge, and then reorient. Look at this. Keep looking at algorithm to make sure he doesn't start destroying the whole city block.
So you are draw it with your drawing tool there, and tell me where you're drawing the wall.
Yeah, I'll do it right now. There you go.
Okay. A backstop. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Something
hearing
to
any voices other than Gay Knight.
something to be knocked back up into. Who's what?
I'm not hearing anybody's voice except for Gay Knight, except for you.
I can hear you.
I can you hear DeRoche say something?
Can you hear me? Because, yeah, you may need to drop out and back in.
I hear nothing.
I don't hear anything. Well, that's all Discord audio. So did you mute your Discord, like mute people in Discord? I don't know. You wouldn't be able to hear me either.
I haven't
Yeah,
touched
you could do that
Discord in
individually, but
30 minutes.
I don't know. You can drop out of the Discord audio and back in again. See if that helps.
Good idea.
All right, technology. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
it isn't one thing, it's another.
that's right.
Just think, otherwise we'd all be sitting around together, sharing COVID.
Yeah. All right, so Root Force Hope, that ends that. We're on end of 3. Top of 4 is Sandcrab, and he is getting COVID tested. So, what do you think he would do? Let's NPC him by committee. Would he?
Begin analyzing algorithm.
Yeah.
He's technologically based.
He's tagged him already, so he can track him. So, I think he would be cautious about doing anything on the offensive, so he would wait. But maybe he would. Is there something he can do to move innocents away? Because they have
That's,
not.
yeah. I don't know what he can do, though.
To
So
protect people. Let's see. So.
Run really loudly.
Yeah. He's got tunneling, leaping, extra limbs, defense matrix. I don't see anything particularly good for crowd control or clearing a crowd, if you will. So maybe he would. Do you think he would impose himself between the robot and the crowd?
If he's particularly heroic, he might.
I think he is. I think he would make himself a target. So we'll just move him here. So algorithm looks down and says, sand crab. Huh, interesting.
Reaches down and picks him up.
Yeah, I'm collecting heroes. Um, all right, I think that's he'd save his action to defend him or anyone else from being hurt. Okay, so I'm good with that. Next is maximum resistance.
I'm gonna half phase teleport out of his hand up and sit on his shoulder.
Okay.
And algorithm, it's sometimes considered rude to be talking like this about people out loud. It's fine, but probably not something you want. You're also kind of big and you're a little scary right now. I do have someone that I
He
would like to
his
introduce you to.
he interrupts you. He looks over and he says, "There are no private posts."
Well, that's very true. That's very true. But I want to introduce you to someone, and I'll get out, had the communicator out, and Socrates. I think we found what you were looking for. Who you were looking for? Socrates. This is algorithm. Algorithm. Socrates.
Um, so algorithm says, Socrates, Homestead, AI. Interesting. Where is Socrates? Last known coordinates. Not viable.
Well, I mean, you can talk with Socrates right now if you would like.
Yourself.
Socrates is strangely quiet. Please.
Tap the communicator, make sure the thing's working. Not that tapping it's going to do anything, but
Where is Socrates? And then he spouts off another random fact that has something to do with the network and um, Millennium City from 4 years ago and Defender, and he appears to be um, traversing connections. Like this fact is connected with this fact, like he's mapping or walking a map, right? Like a relationship map between
right.
facts.
Well, just start helping him. So Socrates was in hiding.
Yes, Homestead.
Yeah,
Can we zero face talk to each other at a
Yeah.
turn, or isn't it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think on comms, I'll say it may not be good. This, algorithm may not wish well for Socrates. And I'm saying that quietly. I don't know if that's going to be audible or not, but
So algorithm basically his head spins around and he looks over at you, Room Force, and looks at Hope, and then um, refers to you by name, refers to you some facts about you, um, space accident, and then um, says something about um, crash site, and then says some GPS coordinates, and then says um, looks at Hope and says a calculation of flight speed like maximum flight speed in whatever notation you use to do light speed,
Yeah.
and then spins back around to look at Max on his shoulder, and then says, "Socrates coordinates. Where?"
Oh, you- I don't actually have coordinates. You could talk with them now.
"Nearest cross streets. Turn by turn directions."
I'm not Google Maps, sorry. Um,
Is there still a turn chart drawing?
Yeah, we've stepped. There are no aggressive threats right now,
Okay.
so we've kind of
right now.
stepped out of
Well,
it.
Hope would hit both of these power armor dudes a second time. She's quite certain she's not doing lethal damage to them, but she's not certain they're out and down for the count. She doesn't want to take the risk, so she'd do another flyby on them and hit them
Okay,
each for 14 dice.
okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, they aren't moving, so I think you're
Okay.
okay.
So, algorithm, what are you going to do now?
Find Socrates.
For what purpose?
That's the question.
Index. Apply algorithm.
Yeah, it's just fulfilling its program, which is to find all potential enemies for Dr. Destroyer.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he
That's
means
my
well.
guess anyway.
Yeah.
So he's then turning over, and his voice splits into multiple voices as he continues to point out various facts, linking people in front of him. Um, John, friends with, and then begins to list off names while another voice splits off and begins to do other things, and then Rex Miller and comes up somewhere in the jumble, and then it basically begins going faster, talking multiple, instead of the voices going faster, they split into other voices until there is a cacophony of voice saying a myriad of things, and then he's indexing coordinates, indexing locations, he's talking about all these different things, and then um, the voices come back together from 100 different voices, strangely back into a unison, and it says, "Find Socrates." And he reaches up and he grabs you again. And he reaches down and grabs for Sandcrab. So let's see if he can get you. He will manage to grab Sandcrab, but not you. So
Mm.
that
So I'm
doesn't work.
still sitting on his shoulder, but
Yes, 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 you are.
apparently he can't reach up on his shoulder very well.
Or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be
He
that.
bounced away before he could grab you and then bounce back.
So all right. So he.
Sandcrab have a way of getting out of the grip.
Sure. Yeah, you can use strength to get out of a grab
Okay.
or teleport. or maybe I don't think. Yeah,
Oh, I
he
could probably
doesn't
grab
have.
him and teleport him out, but
Yeah, he doesn't have teleport, but he'd have to use strength to do that.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah,
Grabbing
I
and
think so.
teleporting him out would be nice.
He's got a 60 strength. He's probably okay. Um, and he pulls Sandcrab up to his monitor eyes, and he goes, "Tell me."
Hmm.
Okay, so he's not here to say anything back, but he basically will have something witty to say, like "no." And then, and what's Max gonna do?
Socrates, I could really use your input right now on what you'd like done with this. And I'm going to move back to there.
Okay, so he's going to take Sandcrab and throw him at you.
Whoa.
That isn't very nice.
Just became hostile.
All right, so let's see how that goes.
-3 to -5 to hit because he's throwing a character.
Yep. All right.
Um,
What's your
what's
DCB?
it? 8.
Okay. He hits. And so let's say he'll do 10 dice. So 30 stun, 10 body. So you
Okay.
guys get Sandcrab will take half that, right? Which probably is not a big deal.
Well, that is if he does knockback.
Okay. Otherwise, he takes all of it.
All of it.
Mm-hmm. And 9. So it's 1 meter of 2 meters of knockback.
Yeah, so he won't take any damage from that.
All right. Lay down. Lay down. All right. Oh, nice. Sandcrab is KO. No, he's not. But he didn't lay down very well. He has a collider only on his base. So, okay.
I will attempt a breakfall roll to land.
Okay.
I presume we're now back on a turn chart.
I guess we're going to get back on a turn chart. So we'll call this 12 now. Since you all were kind of surprised that he just got hostile.
And I made my breakfall roll by 3, so I do land on my feet.
Okay. Not really. There we go. Okay, so on 12, then Sandcrab will go first. I think he would probably go right down to through the building and probably try to move up underneath him or something. So that's where he's going. All right, algorithm moves. He moves up and he tries to grab Rune Force. You have a half face saved, I believe, sort of. You can abort to it if you want. You've been kind of cautious.
Yeah, because I did only use my head. No, I don't think I do actually have space.
Even
Here,
though
give me one.
we left phases and we're back into it, but I'll say you've been very tentative. So you can have a half phase.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to get grabbed. So I'm going to
Just dodge.
dodge. I will dodge. What does that add to my?
Yeah, it gives you 3 DCV unless it's a martial dodge.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a 3 plus my normal 8.
Okay, he still grabs you,
Wonderful.
and he says, "Where is Socrates?"
I would say, why do you want to know?
Algorithm. Must index. Apply algorithm.
Uses the index.
This thing is not sentient. It is fulfilling its algorithm. Well, it may be sentient. I mean, it's not sapient.
All right, so he has you grabbed. I'll put you here for now. And he is going to try to grab Hope.
DCV 8.
All right, he grabs you. Wow, that was a very good roll. That was like a 3. He rolled a 3.
Sounds. Good thing I
And
didn't touch. She would have grabbed me anyway.
yeah. So he pulls you up to his face and he says, "Hope, I hope you can tell me where Socrates is."
I don't even know who Socrates is.
Irrelevant. And he throws you.
Well, that's convenient.
He throws you someplace over here, which is not a big deal for you,
Yeah.
but you just fly incorrect, so you're over here somewhere. Okay? And then algorithm spouts off more about your uh, popularity index, Rune Force, and begins to discuss negative comments and reviews, and kind of goes back and forth between positive news, negative news, and then he says adjusting, adjusting, and then literally a he begins spouting off different headlines, and one of them uh, catches your ear, because he refers to um, a project that you've been working on, or your company's been working on, and tell, huh? Tell me, Rune Force, one of the projects that your company would be working on right now.
Definitely Mars travel.
Okay.
They're definitely there. Yeah.
So he then refers to the fact that whistleblower in the company is referring to some massive sexual harassment issues and ties to foreign governments and such like that. So he's actually, you know these are not true.
Dude's gonna give you a bad Yelp review. I'd watch out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. He's adjusting things.
Okay, and he says, "Tell me now." Okay, Rampage. Um,
Yes.
that was quick. You have you were thrown into maximum resistance. You pretty much shrugged off the damage from it, and then tunneled straight down through the building that you're at. So I just have you upside down underground.
Hmm.
But he's gone hostile, and he's been spouting off strange things, and even started bringing up creating fake news headlines, basically.
Conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now he's pointing out how Rune Force's company is got massive problems, internal issues, and stuff like that, and receiving foreign government funding and all this kind of stuff.
What phase are we in?
That
It's still in 12.
was 12 still, so we're now on maximum resistance move. Go ahead.
Okay. I am going to. How can I hit his head area without hitting Rune Force with an AE?
Yeah. With an AE, how big is it?
Yes.
Just an
8 meter. It's an 8 meter radius. So I'm wondering if I could put it up high enough or whatever so that the center is not necessarily over him, but would still encompass like his head. If not, I'll just do something slightly different.
Certainly occupies more than one hex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and there's going to be a large crack of lightning, very bright and blinding above him. And let me roll to hit here. Shouldn't be a problem considering it's an AE. Wow. I probably missed by, let's see, 8, 5.
Yeah, almost an 18. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So by 6. I missed it by a meter of where I was aiming.
Okay. All right. So as you cast it, algorithm says predicting, and then he basically does this matrix back, like moving backward, and you're off by a meter. So let's say you did a meter closer, but he takes Rune Force and holds him up inside your radius. So
Okay.
roll your damage on Rune Force.
So
Just a
just Rune
flash.
Force. It's a flash attack.
So
So
just
yeah,
flash Rune Force.
Okay. So 6 segments of sight, hearing, and radio.
Do you have any flash defense, Rune Force?
I do not.
Sorry to hear that. Wow, you're like shorted out now. All kinds of flash. Yeah?
Yes,
Including radio?
including radio.
So you can't talk to anybody else or hear anybody else, and can't talk to Socrates either.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that the Iron Giant's doing that.
All right. So after that, Rune Force, what is it you want to do that you can do?
I think I don't know. So I'm gonna try to prepare for a non-combat teleport.
Okay.
That'll probably take me time. I don't know that I can do it immediately, right?
Right? No, it does take at least an extra phase, I think, right?
I
Yep.
think so.
You start
No.
at this phase and it goes off next
It'll
phase.
go on 3, right? Or no, it'll go off on 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where are
No,
you going?
next phase, not
3.
segment.
Oh, then 3. Okay. So where are you going, Mr. Non-Combat Teleporter?
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think. Do I want to go to my vault or do I want to go to Homestead? I don't want to. I don't want him somehow to be able to follow me.
You don't actually need to go very far. You just need to get away for 6 segments.
Yeah,
but
but I
he
don't
can't
have any.
actually see.
Yeah, I don't have any fixed locations other than those two to safely
I see.
move. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I will teleport back into my vault, and then
Okay.
I can teleport back here, hopefully, after I'm unblinded.
Okay. All right. Hope.
Hope is going to push her strength for an extra 2 dice. She's doing a flyby on algorithm,
Okay.
moving a maximum distance, which is over about. We don't actually want to be on the same building there, presenting an area target, so she'll wind up roughly here, in the air, about 20 meters, about 4 or 5 meters up.
Okay.
Where'd your little air stand go?
I put it next to him.
Quick question: did he abort an action to move Rune Force into the area?
He did something. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so base OCD of 11, rolling to hit. And we rolled crap.
So again, he says predicting, and he dodges a little bit out of the way.
And that's the end of her turn.
Okay. He looks over at you, Hope, and says, "I know you better than you know yourself."
It's a very human sort of thing to say.
I am the algorithm. All right. Post 12. One,
Hope recovers her endurance.
2. Sand crab.
I'm taking a short washroom break, but
Okay.
lucky Hope's in for another couple of minutes. So
All right. Well, maybe this will help. Sand crab will tunnel up underneath him, climbing up above ground, and grab him along the. I can't grab his whole body, so I'll grab him on his upper body. Oops. Hey, what the heck? Sand crab. Ah. I'm missing the little help.
Ready?
Thank you. Convert that to above ground. There we go. And so I'm going to be on his upper body. I'm going to grab his arms around his chest, and I'm going to turn on my stealth field. So the stealth field is a 1 meter radius. I want to be as close to his head as possible, assuming that's where his speakers come from. And it's a darkness versus sound, so he will no longer be able to communicate.
Okay.
I am immune to it though, so I can still hear.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Do you need to roll to hit
I
to
need to
grab
roll to
him?
hit. Yep, and then I'll probably want to squeeze him too. A 7. Ooh. Squeeze damage. Not too great. So he's held for 11 body. 37 stun.
Okay. All right.
And I'll spend my endurance.
All right. So now, Max.
Yes.
I am back. Is anybody still alive?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
So he doesn't have anybody grabbed currently, does he?
He has rune
Oh,
force.
Rune Force. He still has Rune Force. Sand Crab is down at his feet. Rune Force is somewhere.
But rune force has a field building up around him. It's starting to shimmy, shimmer, and sprinkle and do his little fairy dust stuff.
which I've actually seen before, so
Yeah.
I know what he's doing. I'm just going to try to hit him with the energy blast then.
Okay. Sandcrab does have him grabbed. All of his claws are around his midsection, and he has. Does the darkness field have a visual component? It looks like black.
Maybe a status in the air or something like that
Okay.
of nanites.
Okay. All
But
right.
it doesn't affect my ability to see him, correct? Or is it a darkness field?
It does not. It's not a darkness. It's a sound field.
Okay. So I can't hear him.
Correct. Well, you can't.
And he can't hear you.
It's a 1 meter radius. So yeah,
Uh,
he's stealth.
Wow. I hit DCV 5.
Yeah. Nope. So
Okay. Big lightning blast goes shooting by him then.
yeah, and he.
Son of a bitch.
He looks at you, and you see his eyes monitors like flicker and flash like it's changing resolution, and then he simply, even though he's grabbed a little bit, he just kind of bends out of the way, and your lightning bolt goes crashing past him. All right, so that ends 2, and now we're on 3. And algorithm will move over to this large television.
I'm assuming that he carries me with him.
Yeah. Well, you're holding on to him.
Yeah.
Unless you let go. And
Nope.
he basically leans into the big screen TV, and it powers, because that building has had no power, right? So it now lights up and flashes and flickers and um, and then he falls to pieces.
Oh,
Really?
shoot. He's transferred back into the net.
Interesting.
And then Rune Force disappears.
Wait, what?
Oh, he was going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
I just dropped down to the ground.
Yeah, and you drop down to the ground. You're still holding on to large pieces that are no longer being held together, and so it's kind of like not quite to the level of sand falling between your fingers, but you're having a hard time keeping it together as you go down to the ground, and it just is a jumble of all kinds of different kinds
Junk.
of equipment, and yeah, it's basically just junkyard stuff at this point.
Huh. Well, as soon as I have an action.
Are we still on the speed?
Go ahead. We're done on the speed chart. What do you want to do?
I want to start analyzing all the parts to see if the missing node is in these parts.
So there are all kinds of bits of hardware, including drives and stuff.
And it was the drive that I was looking for, right? Like before?
Well, I mean, there's servers and stuff because this thing was made up of server racks and networking equipment and miscellaneous hardware. There was maybe even a mop in there somewhere. I mean, it was all metal stuff, but he had been holding himself together, maybe even handrails from stairs and just all kinds of stuff that was being held together through this energy field. And the energy field's gone now, so you have what's left over, and if you you'd have to like take some of it back to a lab to look at it more, but because you can't really tell like what's on the servers or things like that just by analyzing it here, I don't think, can you?
I could if I wanted to do it in front of everybody, but I don't. I have the remote lab. I forget what it's called. Let me check.
Oh,
I
that's
think
where
it's
you like bring up this virtual lab.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can connect to at least to Socrates. for
Mhm.
sure, but to other access, I think I have other access too. Let me see. Let me look at my character sheet. Anyway, I don't want to do it here, so I just want to collect the parts that look like they have a possibility, and you know, bury them for temporary, so that we can go down in the lab and see what's going on here.
Okay. All right. So you
Rewind
gather
the
up things that
screen.
look like they might be meaningful.
And
Socrates
we probably have
says,
a limited amount of time because if Viper was here, that means the authorities are probably on the way. So what, we probably have 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
if that, yeah. So there are alarms that have started going off now. It's went really fast, but there are alarms going off. There's things happening, um, and so you can gather some stuff. And I'm not sure where you'd store it. Maybe you could just like
Carry it.
shovel things into one of the server racks that's there, or grab a server rack and try to carry it, or you know.
I can teleport away with it. I
There
can
you go.
carry 800 kilograms.
Okay, Rune Force, you can come back.
Probably all junk. It seems like it was that the force field had somehow become sentient and just it's using garbage to construct itself. Maybe that's what um, Socrates was sensing. Um, I'd like to
Oddly,
see if I can
Socrates was
find.
really quiet during the fight, though.
I'd like to find what I came for. So I want to head down into the lab and see if I can find Socrates' node and see if it's still active and maybe see if it's been wiped out or not.
I think that was her node.
Possibly, but there would have been a physical node somewhere too. I want to see if I can find it.
Not
Okay,
necessarily. Did Socrates have a physical node that you had to rescue?
Yeah.
so Socrates said something about having a. So I mean, there's also this other elephant in the room we haven't really addressed yet, and that is hope and maximum resistance. And so maximum resistance and sand crab, you've had some interactions in the past.
I've actually been to
Correct.
Homestead.
Oh, you have.
I met Runeforce beforehand.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hope is new.
Right.
Yeah,
So
hope
hope is
is
new. So
resistance.
there's that. Um,
Yeah, I've been to Homestead and met Socrates, and
Sandcrab will address Hope and say, like, good job. You held yourself well there. Nice move on the first Viper agents.
I'll go check on Wild Thing, make sure she's not dead.
yeah. No, she's just very unconscious.
It's not my first time tackling vipers. But who are you guys?
Well, we're a group of heroes. I'd like to tell you more, but this is not the place.
Good point. Where
You
would
have
be a good place?
Starbucks.
Socrates'
exactly.
assessment of this new person.
Um,
Socrates would know all about her public stuff.
okay. Which is there's been some of that. Yeah.
She's she saved a number of people from burning buildings. She's taken out a good number of small fry crooks. She held a dam together once.
Right? Does she have a cell
She
phone
got
or a radio?
torpedoed by a submarine in the deep ocean. Not sure why it attacked her, but she was able to outswim its torpedoes.
I have more things to do here, but I have just a minute. Do you have a radio or a cell phone?
Not associated with my hero identity.
Alrighty. How about meet at
Would it be a
midnight
place to
at
meet you at some later point?
yeah, meet at midnight at I give a location.
Okay.
Okay,
Somewhere down by the
East
river or whatever. Yep.
East Street Bridge or
Yep.
whatever.
shall do.
Okay. And then Sankrad is gonna tunnel back down into the building and look for that frame that he was here for, that node.
Okay, good. So you head down there, and the place is wrecked.
I'll look for normals that might be pinned or hurt too to free them.
Yeah, you'll find some that have been hurt. Some are pinned underneath some equipment. So you managed to get them out of there safely. There is no mortal danger down there, but definitely most of the stuff down there is wrecked, and what isn't wrecked doesn't seem to be very relevant or useful.
Okay.
So I think with that, I am ready to close the table, and we can continue doing some of this in Discord over the next several days. And you guys can talk with Socrates. You can talk amongst yourselves. You can run an encounter together at your midnight meeting, and we can see where this goes for our next session next Sunday.
Sounds like fun.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Thank you.
playing today and for
Thank you.
bearing with us. We'll get there'll be some other stuff to do to maybe get the other table up to speed with new exports of character sheets and stuff like that, so that I can load the table up with all your peeps and have it ready to go. Good. All
If you
right.
need assistance with that, let me know. I'm happy to help out.
Cool. Yeah, I may take advantage of that. All right. So I think, and I'm guessing that Tara is going to maybe come up with another character or just revamp that one so that it works better. We'll see where that goes too. That's all good. And then in the
willing to assist with that if they want help.
Good. Yep. Okay. Super, guys. Then I'll close it down for today, and I'll see you back over the Discord. What?
XP? Did we get XP?
I'll go ahead and issue that over the Discord as well.
Okay, very good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.